One day, I woke up and decided I want to be an artist. I love to make things and I love to color. And so I decided that was what I wanted to do. You're too smart to be an artist, I was told. You should be something else, something that'll make a difference in the world. You can be anything you set your mind to, said others. You're smart, you're gifted. You could be a doctor, a lawyer, the president of the United States. You're weird. These are all things that I heard as a child. A side effect of being, I guess, what technically classified as gifted. Though I don't really consider myself gifted. Usually I consider myself cursed. You see, I have this problem. I want to do everything. I love to learn new things. It's just kind of what I'm made to do, I think. So when I was in college, I started out thinking, I'm going to be a doctor. There was just one little problem. I never really learned how to study, how to manage in a learning environment where they didn't tell you what you needed to know. Soon, I found myself not really enjoying the path I chose. So I switched to something else, to a different passion. I majored in art, specifically art and technology, working on 3D animation. It's not necessarily my fault that I graduated in 2010 after the economy crashed. The job market was bust. I tried to get jobs, but nothing panned out. I ended up sliding sideways back into the medical career. And within a couple of years, I was enrolled in physician assistant school. I slowly figured out how to study, completing prerequisites that I hadn't done in college. I graduated, passed my boards, and I did end up taking a job that I've stayed with almost 9 years. I'm still practicing medicine, just in a more practical way, I suppose. I mean, if I get bored, I can always change specialties, let alone locations. It's a good paying job. Things seem to be working okay. I'll find happiness, right? Then, of course, COVID hit. I won't spend a long time on it. I think we're all traumatized by those years. But it left the healthcare field a bigger mess than it was going in. A little over a year and a half ago, I stepped away thinking, if I cut my hours down, my mental health will get better. That's all I need. But a year and a half later, I'm not sure I feel different. I decided in the process I would focus on my health, especially my body, which has taken such a hit. I'm going to go get help for my weight. I'm going on 9 months post-surgery. And I've lost a lot of weight, 60 pounds worth. But despite losing all of the weight, I realized I was always waiting for the happiness at the end. I'll be happier when I've lost all the weight. I'll be happier when I've gone part-time. I'll be happier when my little one is in school full-time, and there'll be time to myself. But happiness never really seemed to show up. Well, what makes you happy? So many people would ask me. I don't know, I said. I like doing lots of things. I like learning lots of things. I'm always looking for a new project or a new creative skill to try or a thing to test out. This past year alone, I've started a small business, creating things using a CO2 laser, sublimation, and even 3D printing, though I haven't completely figured out how to implement that. It doesn't change the fact that it's still a ton of fun. Perhaps that's what you should do then. Just keep exploring. Except, no one ever said that. It's more of, why don't you focus on one thing? Why can't you seem to just stick to one thing? Perhaps I'm afraid of missing out. I mean, if I stick to one thing, what if I'll miss something that I love even more? What's wrong with wanting to do all of the things? If you lay bricks to too many houses, you'll never end up completing even one. It's that same voice that used to tell me how weird I was in school. That same voice that I hear on a regular basis that I'm not good enough. That no matter what I do, it won't make everyone satisfied. I won't be good enough to do this. I'll never amount to anything, even though by modern standards I'm doing pretty well. I mean, despite the news, I do live in what I think is a safe country. I have a husband good at money and a savings in the event of a raining day. I don't live in a food desert. I can go to the grocery and purchase healthy food. Even if I can't always find the motivation to get out of bed. So where do I go from here? How do I take on this other project that I've been craving to try and do? Anyone can become a YouTuber. The field is too saturated. You just need to find the right niche. Don't be too general. Do you really want to expose yourself to all those people? Everyone craves authenticity these days. What if what I did here can make a dent in my life? What if what I did here can make a difference in someone else's? So I guess that's what I'm going to do. Just be myself. Share my thoughts. Share my experiences. Share my journeys. The beginning of a project is always the scariest and yet the most fun part at the same time. It's that beginner mind, where you have a dream of where you could be at the end of your journey, and the fear of not knowing how long it's going to take to get there, and not necessarily being certain what bumps along the road you'll stumble on, but also not knowing what wonderful adventures lay your way. So I guess the question I will ask myself is, what do I want to do today?